So, Final Fantasy 14 and Fall Guys are getting a crossover event, which is very, very fun. Actually, I've never played Final Fantasy 14. I tried a few years ago. I didn't really like it that much. But I thought it was a good moment to go in, now that there's an event with one of my favorite games as well, Fall Guys. Get in and try the event, see how it works. And honestly, I was very excited, especially to see how a crossover in MMOs would work, because I love MMOs and it doesn't happen that much. Final Fantasy does do it a good amount of times, but we don't really have that things in MMOs as much. Definitely on Fortnite stuff like this, but not as much in MMOs. So I was very, very interesting to see how it would work. So I installed the game. I got a trial because I don't have the game, and I want to get in and play a thing. Now, very very fast, I was able to know that I couldn't really get in instantly. I had to get to level 15 to get to this golden saucer thing that apparently is this place where you get a level of minigames. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I can just level up in a few, hopefully 1 hour, 2 hours, and get there. Very easy, right? Well, true. It was very easy. It was very fast, but it was also honestly a bit annoying because the leveling and new player experience in this game is pretty lacking. Okay, there doesn't it kind of sucks. Okay, it just sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I'm sure the game gets way better afterwards, but holy fuck, it was a bit it was a lot. Okay, to be able to navigate the map, which was very very confusing to see where the actual quest that I had to do were. It also was very bad that honestly the main story quest line is actually very it's very boring. It is always does this weird thing where it's like go to this place and then go to this and then come back because actually we need to talk again with about this thing and then go back there and like come back. It's like every like just escort quest like, oh, go talk to this guy, go to this. It was very very annoying. And honestly, even the fate system and all this kind of stuff was actually kind of fun, but because of the this was another problem that I had, is that you essentially don't have to be level 15. You have to get to the main story quest that gets you to the place, which you will be level 15 at that moment, right? But it kind of sucked because I was like, okay, well, I kind of want to engage with these other systems like fates and hunts and all this stuff that honestly sounded a bit more fun than the main quest that I was doing, but I can't do it because I want to get to this other place. And even if I want to experience this, because I want to do the Fall Guys stuff, I'm essentially forced to do the main story quest line, which made me very very sad. But oh, there you go. I mean, I didn't really really like that part of the leveling experience. And honestly, it tainted about a bit of the experience of wanting to try the Fall Guys events. And I don't mind if you want your game to want to, you want the game to show itself and be like, hey, maybe you like this. Haha. Maybe even if you came for Fall Guys, you want to try this game as well. But if you want to do that, you have to have a good new player experience. Otherwise, it's going to taint the experience and you're not going to be interested in the game in the first place. And the advertisement of it, it's going to be lost. If you want to do an event like this, you have to be sure that your new player experience is going to be good. Or if you're not, and you can't really fix it, and I know they have been trying to fix lately the new player experience in Final Fantasy, for this event, for this time, you can just instantly get into the Golden Saucer, level 0, level 1, or whatever. Or just a Fall Guys event, you can just get in there. Fuck it. At least that way everyone can get in and be like, wow, that's cool. And now that I've done this thing on Fall Guys, I can maybe be interested in the rest of the game. And you're gonna have already a good experience with the Fall Guys stuff because you already know the game and you're gonna be good. I think honestly the event in that regard is a bit lacking. And I think it definitely fails at what it's supposed to do to bring probably that's obviously what it's trying to do as well. Try to bring Fall Guys players into something like Final Fantasy 14. Of course, it's also for the people who play Final Fantasy that really like Fall Guys to be happy because they get new content, of course. But I think both things are very important. um, Although I will say this one thing that I really liked about Final Fantasy 14, the automated gear that you press the button and essentially picks the best gear for your character and just puts it in. That was pretty cool. Okay, I will give them something that was good. I finally made it to the Fall Guys stuff, and it was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed the fact that there's a lot of honestly new maps from Fall Guys. Not well, maybe those events are actually not new and they're new for Fall Guys and I just haven't played them. It could be the case, but they seem to have been tailored and made for specifically for Final Fantasy 14 because there's a lot of mechanics that you would see in an MMO, like, circles that you have to not stand in, and bombs and all this other stuff, which seem pretty cool, like mechanics that you would see in a video game, right? And I don't play Final Fantasy 14, so these mechanics might have been here before, but it worked out pretty well. I really liked it. But even though those maps were very well developed and think in the way they work, and I think they were very interesting and very fun, and everyone was playing it, and there's good rewards, and I think you get a mount, and I think you get another mount if you get 100 wins, which probably is very hard. I found it very bad. I think the game doesn't really work with this kind of event. And why is that? For what I understand for what I understand in Final Fantasy 13, the game takes like essentially like snapshots, right? And if you are in the snapshot while if you already crossed, but you were in the snapshot while you were inside of where the mechanic will happen, and the mechanic happens, you will still get hit even if you're outside. And this happened to me a lot of times. Now, I don't have the best ping. I don't. I live in South America, so it's not really the best. But even while watching other streams from other creators that should have a good ping, they were also having this issue where, because this is a very it's a jumping puzzle. It's a jumping puzzle with mechanics, right? That are they're not random. They obviously have a pattern, but because it's a Fall Guys, things will change. You'll never be able to predict everything that's gonna happen, right? And because of that being the case, because of this system, what ends up happening is that you have to essentially predict everything that's gonna happen. You have to look into the future, see, okay, I'm gonna be in this spot, and the mechanic's gonna happen this time, but because of the snapshot, should probably be very careful and should be ahead of it, cross through very, very fast because also I'm gonna get hit. It ends up feeling very, very unfair because you're not really playing the game, you're predicting the game. You're not really being reactive and interacting with the game. You're planning what you're gonna do. And I get that in Fall Guys, and honestly in the game, you have to predict a little bit. For sure, I get it. But whenever it's like literally the only way you're gonna play the game, it becomes a bit boring. It becomes a bit, and also whenever you do get hit, it feels unfair. And whenever you don't get hit, it feels like, fuck, I'm cheating the game. I should have gotten hit by that. See, the mechanic happens, boom, you're here, and you get hit anyways because you were not fast enough to get out of the snapshot. Or let's say that the mechanic happens and you're here, but because you were here beforehand and you're crossing and the snapshot happened when you were here, it doesn't count. And in a game like Fall Guys, that feels horrible. I don't think it really works out very well, which is very sad because this is an awesome event. I'm really happy that honestly an MMO would do something like this. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. But it's almost like they choose the wrong MMO to do it. And I understand that a lot of people like this movement in Final Fantasy 14. I get it, but it really seems like it's like literally the worst choice for this kind of event. And I think it works out. For example, I did some of the golden saucers thing, the jumping puzzle, whatever. I think that's fine, mostly because of the fact that you are jumping and there's not a lot of mechanics that are happening. Instead of like you jump over and you fail the jump, you fucked up, it's over, right? But I think that's way different. That there's a mechanic that is happening while you're jumping, and you can get fucked while you're jumping because of it. That it ends up feeling very, very, very unfair and annoying, right? And it's very sad. I don't like it at all. I still think it's very, very fun. And it also is a good idea. And overall, I think it works out, even though I have these issues with it. People in Final Fantasy 30 were having fun. There were a lot of people playing, and I think overall it's a successful event. It just makes me very sad, the loss of potential because of how this movement system works in Final Fantasy 13. It makes me very sad that they really put a lot of effort. Obviously, they put a lot of effort on it. And because of this technicality, it ends up feeling very, very bad. Now, to be fair to them, I actually didn't care that much because I'm kind of I'm very stubborn, and because when the game fucked me over because of the snapshot, like I was there, but it shouldn't get hit, I would get mad, and I essentially would try again and again and again. Ended up spending like 3 hours on it, and also had fun because I was, I guess I'm a bit stubborn, a bit competitive, and I don't want to lose, right? I ended up having fun, but I still think it takes away from the experience, and I don't know if they can change it. Probably not, because of how it's so it's so it's such a important part of how the game movement works. It probably just won't happen. But yeah, there you go. That's what I think. That being said, I'm sure a lot of people are having fun. I'm already in here in the game. As you can see, there's an insane amount of people playing in the event. So I'm not gonna say like it's not a popular or it's not like a success. I think it is, for sure. And I think that's honestly the most important part. Even if I have issues with it, even if I think it could have been done better, and it suffers a little bit from all of these things, it's still pretty okay. And I'm happy that MMOs like this are doing that now. I think that's very, very cool. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm wrong or anything. And see you guys around. May I'll make more fun of the videos. Subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.